Have you ever stumbled upon a book that felt different? Not just the story, but the object itself. A book that seemed to hum with a strange energy, its pages whispering secrets from a bygone era. Today, we're rediving deep into the legend of one such object, the Golden Book of the Dead Alchemist. This isn't just a story about an old manuscript. It's a tale of forbidden knowledge, whispered curses, and the terrifying power of words to reshape reality itself. Legend has it that this book is not made of paper and ink, but of hammered gold leaf and ink mixed with substances no sane person would ever touch. Its creator, a shadowy figure known only as the Alchemist, was said to have unlocked the secrets of life, death, and everything in between. But this knowledge came at a price. They say the alchemist didn't just write in the book. He poured his very soul, his ambition, and his madness into its gilded pages. The stories begin in the dimly lit workshops of 16th century Prague, a city teeming with mystics, scholars, and charlatans. The alchemist was obsessed with the ultimate transmutation, not lead into gold, but mortality into immortality. He believed that language was the key. Not spoken spells, but written words arranged in a precise cosmic syntax could bend the fabric of destiny. For decades, he toiled in secret. His laboratory filled with bubbling alembics and charts of celestial alignments. His goal, to create a book that could grant its reader their deepest desires, but only by rewriting their fate. The first recorded owner of the book, after the alchemist's mysterious disappearance, was a nobleman named Count von Albrecht, a man whose fortunes were failing. He found the book in a dusty antique shop. He was mesmerized by the intricate golden symbols. As he read the first chapter, which supposedly detailed how to attract wealth, his life began to change. Lost shipments miraculously arrived, forgotten debts were repaid, and a distant relative left him a vast inheritance. He was ecstatic. But the book gives, and the book takes. As his coffers filled, his health began to fail. A robust man, he grew gaunt and pale. Doctors were baffled. He became paranoid, locking himself away with his golden treasure. He read on, desperate to find a passage that would restore his health. Instead, he found his vision blurring, his mind clouding. His last coherent journal entry read, "The gold flows to me, but it drains the life from my veins. The words gave me what I wanted, but they're taking who I am." He was found lifeless, surrounded by piles of gold, the book open on his chest. His destiny was rewritten. He died the richest man in the city, but he died a shell of his former self. The book vanished, as it always does, only to resurface years later in the hands of a young, ambitious artist in Paris. She was brilliant, but unrecognized. She dreamed of creating a masterpiece that would echo through the ages. After acquiring the Golden Book, she read the passages on fame and inspiration. Almost overnight, her art transformed. Her paintings were hailed as revolutionary. Critics lauded her as a once-in-a-generation talent. She had everything she ever wanted: acclaim, exhibitions, and a place in history. But as her fame grew, her creativity, the very thing she cherished most, began to wither. She found herself unable to paint anything new. All she could do was create pale imitations of her own famous works. The inspiration the book had given her was alone, and the interest was her own natural talent. She fell into a deep depression, haunted by her own success. She could no longer feel the joy of creation, only the pressure of her rewritten destiny. The last anyone saw of her, she was wandering the streets of Montmartre, muttering about words that paint a gilded cage. The book, of course, was gone. What is the mechanism behind this alleged curse? Some theorists believe the book operates on a principle of cosmic balance. To grant a wish, it must take something of equal value from the reader's life. Want wealth, it might cost you your health. Desire love. You may lose your freedom. It's the ultimate monkey's paw, a Faustian bargain bound in gold. The alchemist didn't just create a book of spells. He created a self-contained system of karmic exchange. The words don't just grant wishes, they rebalance the scales of your personal universe, often in ways you would never ever choose. Others have a more psychological explanation. They argue the book is a masterwork of hypnotic suggestion. The strange symbols and a chemically prepared ink might induce an altered state of consciousness. In this state, the reader's intense focus on their desire, amplified by the book's mystique, creates a powerful, self-fulfilling prophecy. They become so obsessed with the outcome promised by the book that they subconsciously sabotage other areas of their life. The Count's belief in the book's power might have caused a psychosomatic illness, and the artist's sudden fame may have given her a crippling case of imposter syndrome. But that doesn't explain how the book always seems to find its way to the next person, or how the specific, uncanny events unfold. Take the story of the sea captain in the 1800s. He wanted nothing more than to be a hero, to be known for a great and daring rescue. After reading from the Golden Book, his chance came. During a vicious storm, he expertly navigated his ship to save the crew of a sinking vessel. He was celebrated, his name printed in papers across the globe. His destiny was rewritten. The price the storm that made him a hero also claimed the life of his own brother, who was serving on his ship. He was a hero to the world, but in his own heart, he was a failure. The tales are numerous, each with a unique twist, but the pattern is always the same. A desperate soul, a deep-seated desire, and the discovery of a golden book. The wish is granted in a spectacular fashion, followed by an equally spectacular and tragic unraveling. It's a classic tale of be careful what you wish for, cranked up to a terrifying, supernatural level. So, where is the Golden Book of the Dead Alchemist now? No one knows for sure. Some say it's buried in a forgotten library, waiting. Others claim it was destroyed, melted down by someone who understood its terrible power. But the most chilling theory is that the book is intelligent, that it consciously seeks out those with a hunger for a different life, a void in their soul that only a rewritten destiny can fill. It's not a passive object. It's a predator, and its bait is the most powerful lure of all hope. Imagine you're browsing a flea market or a dusty corner of the internet. You see it, a small, heavy book that glints with a soft, golden light. You open it, and the strange, elegant script seems to call to you. You feel that pull, that promise of a better life. What would you wish for? And more importantly, what would you be willing to lose? The legend of the Golden Book is a warning. Our destinies are not written in a book, but forged through our choices, our struggles, and our triumphs. To hand that power over to an external force, to a few words on a gilded page, is to risk losing the one thing that truly defines us, our journey. The next time you see an old, mysterious book, maybe think twice. Some stories are better left unread. Thanks for joining me on this dive into the unknown. If you enjoy exploring these kinds of haunted legends, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. You won't want to miss where we're going next. Until then, stay curious.